I remember I was in Farmington. I was living in Farmington, and I was living at this apartment, and it was just me and Corey. And I remember in the kitchen, I grabbed the knife. And a lot of the times we had our own circumstances, we had our own situation. And I remember I grabbed a knife and I went in the room and I locked myself in the room. Nobody came to me, nobody went and knocked on my door, nobody tried to save me. And I always remember that. I remember these things that I went through, and I was lost. Inside, I was lost, and I needed help. And inside, I needed help inside. Something always was missing inside of my heart, and I couldn't find it. And I'm telling you, and I told you, and I said my testimony, that when I was out there and when I was in those churches, I felt bondage. That's what I felt. I felt like I wanted to die, and that's what I told you, and that was me sharing. And you could share your testimony, but I'm telling you, that's what I felt. I felt like I was dying inside, and that's just what I felt. But when I heard that trumpet, that was my door. That was the trumpet that was blowing for me by the Lord's grace and mercy. That's what I heard. I came through the door. I had to lay down my life, and it wasn't easy. I had to forsake everything. I had to walk away from everything. And yeah, did it hurt me? Yes, it did hurt me. Did it hurt my family? Yeah, it probably did. But that was through the Lord Jesus Christ. He said to forsake all, to seek the kingdom, and that's what we all have to do. We all have to come to the door, and when you come to the door by the Lord's grace and mercy, you receive life. And when you know that you have life, you're free. You're free. You're free in your mind. You're free in your spirit. You have healing. You walk around and you have peace. That's how you know that you come to the door. And that's how, by the Lord's grace and mercy, that I heard that trumpet, and it was only by the Lord. And I thank the Lord, and I appreciate the Lord. Now I'm telling you that you have to come to the door. You have to receive whom the Lord sends. And you have to come to the door.
Anybody that is a willing vessel, all you have to do is humble down. I humbled down. I'll tell you my story. I was bipolar, schizophrenic, crazy. I was 13 different medications. Brother Chamberlain spoke. He said, an angel's going to come to your room and he's going to heal you. I was in my bedroom. A 7-foot tall Raphael came inside my room, and he come and he put his hands inside of my mind, and he started working. And I was like, what are you doing? You know, so when you see an angel, you get scared. And my heart started revving up. I started beating real fast, and that angel come in there, and he took his hand and grabbed a hold of my heart, and he said, it's okay, I come to heal you. And he took his hand back out and he started working on my hand. He said, I got a work for you to do. And he told me, I've been standing out here. He wants me to stand up against this Antichrist spirit. I don't like it. It almost destroyed me. Yeah, I was going in and out of these churches trying to get something from God, and it wasn't working. I said, God, please heal me. I go to this church. Can you get me free? Pray for me. Heal me. Do something. None of the churches set me free. But whenever Brother Chamberlain spoke that word, and that angel came in my room, and God started unveiling what was in the church. He said there's demons in the church that don't want to be free, and they're preaching it into the people, and people aren't getting free. It's time for the people to get free. We don't have much time. We don't have much time to get through the door. We don't have much time to get through what God is doing. If you can awaken yourself in your spirits, go home and pray. Go home and say, God, I want this. God, I don't want to sit in here and let all the spirit and let these compromised spirits in. God, I want to make it in the kingdom. God, I want to make it to heaven. God, I want to make it into what you have. I want to make it into what you have for me. But you have to be willing. You got to be a willing vessel. When the Lord comes to your doorstep, you got to be willing. You got to accept what comes to that door. Is it easy? Sometimes it ain't. Does it take all that flesh off? It takes it. It carves you out and makes you, mold you into Jesus. But I thank God for every trial I've ever went through, because now the Lord is able to use me, because He got Quita out of the way. He got me out of the way, and that way it's Jesus Christ. That way I can lift up Jesus. It ain't going to be Quita in here testifying. It ain't going to be me. I don't want no glory.